How do you read your birth chart? I mean, as a beginner, actually, how do you read your birth chart to avoid all of the many confusions? In my last two videos, I walked you guys all over, through, a lot of stuff on a beginner's level. And if you've been following that class by now, you should start reading your birth chart. But there are other things I know that a lot of you ask questions. And I said, if you ask questions, ask me. Nobody has asked me. So should I assume that all of you know everything that I taught in those videos? Anyways, there's two points in the chart that I said I was going to talk about. Right? And I missed it in those videos. And the points are the north node and the south node. Now the north node, you often find it in the chart looking something like this. You see it, it's an icon with a T in the center, meaning true node. You understand me? This is a very vital point if you're reading your chart, because this is the indicator of your destiny. It's this is the sun and the moon. The sun's ecliptic, which is the pathway in which the sun moves through the sky from our perception here on the earth, and the moon's orbit, the place where those two meet, where their paths meet, where their orbits, like the sun's ecliptic. Let's say the sun, from our perception on the earth, it moves. Let's say this is the earth, right? And let's say the sun moves, it rises from east to west. But from our perception on the, yes, this is our perception on the earth, but let's say it moves something like this. And then the moon's orbit, for example, moves something like this. This point here where they meet, this point where they meet, this is the north node. And then this point here too where they also intersect, this is the south node. So that is the point. That point stays in a sign. It shifts. It shifts. And it stays exactly 18 months in a sign. You understand? So for a cycle of 18 years, it has gone around the zodiac. It's a point. It's not a planet. It's not a body. It's a point. It's a geometric point. That is what creates what we call the north node. You will find it in your chart. It looks like this. It's indicated as a true node. Now, when you go to your chart, on the left-hand side, you will find a lot of symbols. On that side, you look for the symbol that says true node. You look for it. Look for the sign that it's in. This is one of the points. Now, let's say your true node, for example. Let's say your true node. My red marker has finished. I've been writing a lot these days. So let's say your true node is in. Hopefully this one works. So let's say your true node is in. Okay, let's say like you are a Taurus rising, right? Let's say you're a Taurus rising. Yes, so this Aquarius. Aquarius is the 10th place of what is it called? At least, and then we have Pisces here. So Virgo, right? Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, my both markers are finished. I've been writing a lot these days, honestly. I didn't even see this coming. Like, okay, so this is Capricorn, right? So don't mind the mix-up, but you understand the signs now. If you've been watching my videos, you understand the signs. So let's say you're a Taurus rising and your north node is in Virgo. Your north node is in Virgo. You're not going to see the south node in the chart. No, you're not going to see the south node in the chart. You are not. How do you know where the south node is? The south node is in the sign that opposes the sign that the north node is in. You understand what I'm saying? That is the balance. That is how the nodes. They are called the lunar nodes in Vedic astrology. One is called Rahu and the other is called Ketu. You understand me? Yes. If you're familiar with Vedic astrology, you know what I just said. These are the lunar nodes. They are very, very important. That is the point where the moon's orbit, the moon's orbit is not consistent. The moon's orbit is not consistent. But the sun's ecliptic is consistent. It has a specific pathway every season, every year. It has a specific, but the moon's orbit is not. That's why they say it's elliptical. So it's not. But the point where it meets, that point where that orbit of the moon, that pathway through the sky that the moon moves through, the point where it intersects with the sun's ecliptic, that is the point that is the north node. And then exactly opposite the other end of the north node, the point on the other end is the south node. These are the 2 points I said I was going to talk about that I didn't talk about in the 2 previous videos. I don't know why I skipped it, but because I think there was just so many information for me to convey, so I didn't really, pick on those particular ones. But yeah, I'm talking about it now because I want to walk you guys through how to read your birth chart. You understand? So let's say you see your north node in Scorpio, or let's say, okay, you're using Virgo now. Let's say it's in Virgo. Now, you degree in which it's in Virgo. Let's say it's in 9 degrees of Virgo. Let's say it's in 9 degrees of Virgo. Virgo opposes what? Pisces. In exactly 9 degrees of Pisces is where the south node is. Are you paying attention now? Exactly opposite Virgo, in this exact same degree of the sign that opposes the sign that you're not noticing. In this instance, I'm using Virgo. That is where it is. For it is different for everybody. Where the north node is different for everybody. Yes, you can find like 2 or 3 or more people who were born within that 18 months bracket where the north node was in a sign. You're going to find them having the north node in the same sign. You understand my point? Yes. And the north node is indicator of the destiny. So let's say you have the north node in Virgo. For example, I'm giving an example. Don't think I'm ready for only Virgo people. You have to look for where the ruler of Virgo is. So you have to look for Mercury, right? You look for Mercury. You look for where Mercury is. So let's say Mercury is in maybe Capricorn. You have to understand the full definition of your purpose here. The full definition of a purpose. Virgo is herbs. Virgo is the medical sector. You can decide to want to be, this indication indicates people who have a very strong preference to want to go into herbology. Those who are into herbs, those who have a natural calling to be herbalists. That's Virgo. You understand my point? You can decide to want to have the biggest laundromat ever, or to provide laundry services and cleaning services to people. It's still that. It's your purpose for why you want to come here. You can decide to want to be a gym coach, for example, because having not node in Virgo here, which is a sign of exercise and workout. You understand my point? It's a sign of exercise and workout, hygiene. And then it's in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is leadership, so mentoring. And let's say it's in the 9th place, because that's the 9th place of Taurus. I'm using Taurus as an example chart here, and it's there now. So the 9th place is mentorship, is orientation, is what the 9th place is. As I'm saying these things, jot down the keywords for what the places are. The 9th place is the 9th house. So if you hear me use houses and places interchangeably, they mean the same thing. One is just, the more, one is Hellenistic, the other is Arabic, but we have all started to use the Arabic one, which is houses. Originally, it was called the place. It was called places. So the 9th place is now called the 9th house. So if I use them interchangeably, don't get confused. So the 9th place is mentorship, it's orientation. You understand my point? So, and the sign that you have there is Capricorn. Capricorn is leadership. So you want to be a coach. You understand my point now? You want to be a coach. So a gym coach, for example, you just want to be like, you're just so passionate about you're just so passionate about exercise, hygiene, and all that stuff. Some people just have that passion for herbs. Let's say someone that has this placement now, and they have a drive to want to be herbalists, they are mostly going to go through the traditional way because their Mercury is in Capricorn. Because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so I am reading it like that. But another thing that will also help you to understand how these things work is the sun is the indicator of your destiny. The north node is the indicator of the destiny. But you know how the two works? The two works in a way whereby the sun indicates what your purpose and destiny here is. That's why people often say it's not my destiny. No. The sun is fixed. You understand my point? Hopefully I will do a video about the fixed sign. Because people need to understand. These things are laws. These are cosmic laws. Some laws are fixed, some laws are immovable. There's nothing that changes them from their position. It's just like you say Taurus. Taurus is land. Taurus is agriculture. Funny enough, in agriculture, they even taught us, characteristics of land. Land is immovable. It's an immovable asset. Do you understand? Because it's fixed. Taurus is a fixed sign. You can't move land. You can't. It's the same way the sun rules Leo. Leo is a fixed sign. Hence the sun too. So your destiny, that is the sun, is destiny. It is fixed. Same way Scorpio is also a fixed sign. Death is fixed. Everybody will experience death. Nobody can escape death. It's a fixed position. In reality, this is the way it is designed cosmically. These things are laws. Aquarius is technology, it's man, humanity. In all of these movies that say, it's the time will come when man is going to be extinct and blah blah blah, it's a lie. All that shit is fear-mongering. Man is going nowhere. Man has always been on this planet. Man is going nowhere. So back to this particular placement here, your sun is your destiny, it is fixed. Now, I want to understand your rotation of that destiny. You now look at the north node. You understand? That is, you want to get the pinpoint of what that destiny is. Your sun can shine in the 12th house here now, in Aries. You understand me? First of all, Aries is what? It's infection, it's blood related. The 12th house is what? Treatment. We are looking at these things in that way. Then you now have the north node here in Virgo. Virgo is herbs, it's treatment, it's medicines too. Same way the 12th place is medicine. So more like medicine, you see, traditional. So we have traditional, which is Capricorn. Then we have medication and herbs, medicines, herbs. You understand? Analysis, more like going into research. You understand? Into herbal means to treat infections, blood infections, all kinds of infections, sexual transmission infection, because that is what is it called? Aries is, which is ruled by Mars. You understand what I'm saying now? So this is how you combine this, and you now understand how your purpose here, what your destiny here is. It's not a difficult thing. You understand my point? It's not a difficult thing. So that aside, I've explained the points now. Right? Another thing I want to teach you guys here. How do you read your birth chart? How do you read your birth chart, first of all? Because it's not difficult. People often like to think that, this thing is hard. It's not hard. Now, let me tell you something. Pick a section of your chart. Your chart is divided into 12. Pick a section of that 12. Pick a section of that 12 that you want to read. If you want to read your 4th house, excellent. If you want to read your 4th house, this is the 4th house here. You want to read your 4th house. It's indicated by this way, which is the IC. The Iconium Coeli, or whatever they call it, that is just a Latin word for it. But let's just leave it at IC. You understand what I'm saying? So, let's say you want to read the sign in your 4th cusp. And let's say this is a Gemini rising. Right? This is a Gemini rising. So Virgo is in the 4th. Right? So Virgo is in the 4th. Right? Of Gemini rising. So that's where Virgo is. So you want to read your 4th now. You have to bring out the things that Virgo means. Virgo is hygiene. Virgo is hygiene. The 4th place is murder. The 4th place is also the home. It is also your living condition. You understand what I'm saying now? That's what the 4th place is. Virgo is also neatness. Now with all of these keywords here, These are keywords for both the fourth place and Virgo combined. How do you make sense of this? This is how you read your birth chart. No, you have to train your brain. You have to train your mind. You understand what I'm saying? You have to train your mind to get keywords together and make a sentence, a coherent statement that makes sense. This is how you read the chart perfectly. That's how the universe speaks. Keywords, 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 keywords. You should have be like, oh, this is there, this is there. Then you form a statement out of it. This is what the universe is saying. You understand what I'm saying? Because Virgo here may say a lot of things, but we are just trying to read one thing. You can read it in a multiple way, but just attempt to read one or two with this placement. Now, what does it mean? Hygiene, mother, home, neatness, which is the home environment, the living condition, the state of your living condition. You will find out people that are Gemini risings have a mom that is very keen on health, that is very neat. As long as she's at home, the house must be neat. Now, how do you put that in a statement? However you put it, in the way that you know how to coin words together. You don't have to be a musician to be able to be good at lyrics. However your brain can make sense of that, put it. As long as you convey the keywords, mother, home, neatness, hygiene, you convey that information. You have read that chart. I guarantee you, anybody that is a Gemini specifically, whether sun or rising sign, they have a mom, a parent, which is a nurturing parent. That's another thing too. The fourth house is a nurturer. In some cases now, the fourth house may describe the father because the father happens to be the nurturer. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So, hygiene, mother, home, very neat. You understand my points now? Their mom is very picky. This is what Virgo is. Virgo is pickiness. Because it's just like your immune system acting in a way where, you know, all these things that are harmful to your system are coming in and the immune system is just filtering. You know, you go to the god, you're going to leave the body, you know, as excrete. You're going to stay, you're beneficial, you're a good nutrient. That's the pickiness of Virgo nature. Virgo people are very picky and they are very keen. They have a keen attention to detail. Virgo is a sign of attention to detail. It is neatness, it is pickiness. Being picky. You understand? Analyzing things. Not letting anything pass them by. You notice these people emotionally. You understand? They go through that filtering process. Once they be like, oh, even whom they let come to their house, they are very picky about whom they let visit them. This is Gemini people. If you've read my sign, on the sign of Gemini, maybe I mentioned some of these things too. So you see how I read it. You see how these people are very picky about who visits them. And if you visit them, they are very keen on how your sense of hygiene is. They are looking at you. This person is clean. Okay, we can vibe. You understand my points? These are people that if their houses are not clean, let's say they live in a house that has a gate. If their house is not clean, they look at you knocking at the gate, they are not going to answer. They need to clean up that house first before they open the door for you because they don't want you to come into their home and see it dirty and unkept. These are the people that behave like that. So you have to put words together. I don't want to make this video long. You have to put keywords together. You can be like the seventh place. The seventh place is your love language. Let's say Gemini has Sagittarius here now. Gemini has Sagittarius in the seventh. You understand? So you have to understand Sagittarius. What is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is the foreigner. Sagittarius is foreign culture. You'll find that these people, because you have to make sense of these things. And the seventh house is attraction. You find that these people often are attracted to people that have that touch of foreign vibes to them. You understand? People that like the same kind of thing that they like. It could be music, the same kind of foreign taste they have in foreign culture, the kind of preference they have for foreign culture. You find that these people like people that are like that. Like people that are highly intellectual, people that, you know, have a broader mind about things, about the world. That's what Sagittarius is the sign of the world, the global event. That's what Sagittarius is. So you see people that have a broadened mind. So Geminis are attracted to people whose mind are very philosophical and broadened. You understand? So when you bring up philosophy, because that's what Sagittarius is, philosophy, you know, philosophy, education, travel, adventure. And then you bring out the seventh place. The seventh place is what? Attraction. So you combine these things now, you understand the way that this person's attraction works. This thing is not hard. You just put words together and you make sense of it. Then you continuously do it. You continuously do it. You understand my point? You continuously do it. I've practiced how to do this. There was a time I organized a free sample reading. I was able to read up to 10 charts in a day, this regardless of how very exhausting this thing can be to read. I read because I had trained myself consistently to read for a long period of time, to ponder on these things, to make sense of it. So I started to build the mental stamina to do it. So I was able to read 10. And I was not breaking down. I would still get up and go and do other things. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to make sense. You have to make sense of these things based on what you know them to be. Then you put them together. You put what the house means and what the sign means together and make sense of a thing. Now, when I say the house and what the sign mean, hope you people are not confused, because there's something I taught you people here to make it very easy. When I mean easy, very, very easy for people to understand. Now, what am I saying? What I'm talking about here is simple. I said that whichever sign that you have in your first house, that is your own Aries. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything Aries describe, that sign is going to describe it for you. You understand my point? Any sign that you have in the second place, that is your own Taurus. I know some people will be like, hey, what is it drawing? This is Pisces, this is Aries. In case you don't know, Pisces is the second place of Aries. Aries is the second place of Pisces. This is Pisces, this is Aries. So I'm following it in that order. So this person here, their Aries is Pisces. This person's Aries is Pisces. So you're not looking at this person any longer as an Aries now. This is a Pisces rising person. So Pisces is going to describe this person's what? Personality. Because that's what Aries is. Forget what you hear outside there. This is stuff that works. This is astrology for being. I want to make it easy for you. Guys. Whichever sign you have anywhere, if you have the opposite of Pisces is Virgo. Virgo is your own Libra if you're a Pisces rising. So everything that Libra is, your Virgo has taken on those characteristics. You understand what I'm saying? Virgo is what? Is neatness. Is hygiene. Naturally, a Pisces is attracted to someone that is very keen on hygiene and very neat. Do you understand what I am saying? Who has a good sense of dress? Because that's what Virgo is. Virgo is your sense of dress, your sense of fashion. Someone who dresses very well, who is very neat. Pisces are attracted to them. Do you now understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not hard. You just switch it. I gave you guys a PDF on my first video, Introduction to Astrology. It's there. If you're watching this video, if not watch out, go back and start from that video and start watching and coming. So that you understand what I'm explaining here. There's a PDF. I give you guys a PDF, the signs and the houses. So the second place of Pisces is Aries. Now this person's second house energy is Aries. What is the second house? Spending. So automatically the Aries is there. The Aries energy is what dictates how this person spends and earn. Their sense of ownership. Leave me alone. I want my thing, only me. I don't like to share. Because that's what is it called? Aries is the loner. When it comes to their sense of spending, Aries is also impulsiveness. But we're talking about the loner aspect of it. They just want their own thing. they don't want to share. No, no, no. Have your own. I want my own. So I know what I'm doing with it. You understand what I'm saying? So that I know what I'm doing with it. On the basis that a Pisces will share something with you, has to be based on commitment though. There has to be a deep affection. See, Pisces has Libra in the 8th. The 8th is shared resources, what you share with other people. Libra is what? Is commitment. On that basis that the Pisces wants to share something with you, that there's a bond, there's an affection somewhere lying between both of you. I'm not saying all Pisces, so I'm just reading this. I'm not reading people here. Pay attention. But yes, it still applies to people too. Pisces is a sign of trust issues. So when it comes to sharing, what do you think Pisces? They have trust issues. Naturally, it's a sign of fear too. The fear of if I let you share my tea, you might misuse it in a way I will not like. You understand my point? You misuse it in a way that I don't like. I don't want that to happen. You understand my point? So, Libra, affection, agreement. You will use my thing on these terms. Terms and conditions apply. Pisces, when it comes to sharing their things. You understand what I'm saying now? So, this is how these things work. Whichever sign that you have in your 3rd place, that is your own Gemini. You understand what I'm saying? So apply this rule to your chart so that you understand what I'm saying. And then bring out the keywords. You're not rushing, you're not trying to impress anybody. Learn to read it by yourself. Learn to read by yourself. First, know how to read your own chart by yourself. Then get your loved ones, your siblings and all. Read their charts too. This is how you eventually become good at reading. You're not trying to compete with anybody. There's nobody to compete with. Read your astrology and do very well for your own self. Don't learn and then you rush out there and then you want to start saying, oh, I can read. Trust me, there are people that read better than you. If you dash out there, astrology is a very humbling science. If you dash out there, someone is going to humble you. There are people that know better than you that are not talking. They are just not talking. You know why? Because they have the same fear that they might say something, someone will school them, so everybody's quiet. That's why I love this craft. It is hard, one, and it has an humbling effect, two. So no matter what you do, you will know this thing to a very point where you still feel the need to restrain yourself, except you are just a blabbermouth. You just want to just keep running your mouth every time, even when you're wrong or not. You're not trying to be right. That's not an astrologer. You are just a cloud chaser. Don't be a cloud chaser. Do proper astrology. This craft, men that were known to be wise men, this is what they were known for. Take your time to study very well. If you don't want to read for people, read for yourself at least. You understand my point? So if any question, you ask me in the comment section. So this will be the end of the video. I'll see you guys in another video.